Man, it's a lot of stuff that Mace and Usher know that they ain't telling about Diddy. There's a lot of stuff that they know. Can you imagine, bruh? Can you really imagine?
What you mean by Usher, though?
Usher used to stay with Diddy, too.
And, but do I regret it? For the fact that he wants to be called Cinco.
Right.
I know that he probably has some, something with it. But I'm like, hey, you know what, though? Do what you want, man.
You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
According to a man, Usher, he's saying that Usher gave him herpes and wants Usher to turn over his medical records.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Is Usher finally taking a stand for himself?
But we come from a very homosexual era of hip hop as well. There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come full circle. There were many situations, none of which to talk about, but there were many situations back in the day in my career, and it's all coming full circle now.
So these artists, they're getting in that because that's their ritual, that's their rite of passage to get to the next level. They just videotape it. Then when he in the meeting, they give him the contract. They play the video of him getting by like 3 niggas. Everybody in the music industry that you see that's successful is a homosexual. So you go, so they get high, they get intoxicated, and they have transvestites women ass. They have transvestites women videotape this shit.
Recently, several celebrities have spoken about uncomfortable experiences with rapper and producer Diddy, including Chris Brown, Wendy Williams, John Deal, and most notably Cassie, who went so far as to file a lawsuit against him. However, with Usher now stepping forward and revealing how Diddy allegedly groomed him when he was young and vulnerable, the revelations are causing a major stir.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans.
And your parents were
Mary
okay?
J. Blige, they didn't know nothing about this shit.
Here's everything you need to know. Usher first caught Sean Diddy Combs' attention when he was just 14 years old. Diddy signed him to Bad Boy Entertainment immediately.
My brother right here from day one, we used to wake up and, pause, but like that's how, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes.
Take your time with him. Breathe it in. Yeah, they yours when you go see this for you. This ain't for nobody else but you. You take your time, boy. I see you. Fly ass motherfucker going Vegas. You were in the kitchen eating all my cereal.
After signing Usher, it was reported that Diddy guided him into the world of fame and wealth, taking on the role of his mentor. Usher lived with Diddy as part of his training and mentorship program.
I was having a good time, you know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? To keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 in the morning with them and party?
I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I had like per diem. I had like,
what
like a living.
Life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
See?
Fast forward to today, Usher opened up about the less glamorous side of his early career during a 2012 interview with Oprah Winfrey. He revealed that, as a young artist, Combs introduced him to wild parties and excess.
And it was hard. There were a lot of things I seen
and a lot of positions that I think I was put in where I had to make very, very tough decisions in my life about who I would be. I was 13 years old, and being 13, having that type of exposure, you know, yeah, it was cool to go to Howard Homecoming with Puff. It was great to be able to go to Club USA or the Supper Club, you know, with Puffy in that time, or the Tunnel. But these are places that a 13-year-old probably should not be. You know, most kids will be excited about it. You know, most kids are trying to figure out, you know, how to be around, you know, hot girls, pretty girls. I'm around grown women, and I'm seeing them do things and have experiences that I'm not quite ready for. You know, and I think that he was just trying to show me the lifestyle. However, that's not what I was there for. I was there because I wanted a career, man. So we would fight, we would tussle. More than often, I think Puffy would say, man, you gotta chill. Like, you're just a little bit too intense. You know, you gotta relax. Like, yo, man, I'm here to work, man. I ain't sang in a week. I mean, I'm 13 years old, like banging on this man as though, you know, I am the manager. I am the spokesperson for Usher. And I'm telling him, look, you're gonna put me in the studio, man. You got Biggie Smalls in there, you got Craig Mack in there. You're gonna make me a priority too. I'm not here to party with you. I don't wanna go to the clubs. Matter of fact, I'm too young to even be in here. Why you got me in clubs? I think as a kid, I realized, hey, look, that's not my ring. That's not my moment. That's not my bottle. That's not my drink. That's not my celebration. So I'm not here to celebrate. I wanted people to be excited about me the way that they were excited about him. I wanted my own success. I would stay at the studio. All of what I could absorb from being an artist, being around other performers like Mary J. Blige, Jodeci, Al B. Sure at the time, Missy Elliott, Timbaland, all of these people, I would just absorb every bit of what I could get my hands on. I was just pulling everything I possibly could. There was a lesson in all of it. There was something to pull from it all, because I got a chance to see a glimpse of the lifestyle, a glimpse of the idea of what it was to be successful. And part of all of this is really, if you can see it, then you should believe it.
Usher admitted that he felt immense pressure to participate in activities for which he wasn't emotionally or psychologically prepared. He expressed regret over some of the decisions he made at the time, explaining that he did what he thought was best based on his circumstances. Recently, Reggie Wright Jr. has come forward to support Usher's claims, backing up the details Usher shared about his early career experiences.
I keep telling y'all that I've been battling with this homosexuality way before all this came out. Y'all be, you know, you motherfuckers like always saying, and you too, John, Reggie be lying, Reggie making up. But if y'all go and listen to my videos before, y'all see I done spoke on all this bullshit before. Been telling y'all, Puffy Combs is a fucking homosexual. Any man sitting paying a motherfucking meal to come and watch him have sex with his girl is a weirdo. Now I know y'all be like, well, you don't watch porn, you don't watch porn. No, number one, I don't pay a motherfucking man to come and watch me or let me watch them in a man. I mean, a girl. I ain't gonna pay no man to do that. And generally, if I'm watching porn, it's girl on girl. That's just my taste. But yeah, that's crazy. But I've been telling y'all that this is but when you have to have these females around, you gotta hide that crazy fantasy. Y'all got Gene done told y'all that they're going to buy plugs. Females that play with dildos and plugs and all that, they want their own. They want that broken out brand new or new for you niggas that don't know. You go break out a that you've been having laying around the house or something like that. Bitches be like, get that shit away from me. You better break it out of some plastic. How I know? I used to date. Don't do that no more. I am a happily married man now. But that's how that goes, y'all. That's how that goes. Puffy is a weirdo. I'm telling y'all he's a weirdo. But now that it's out, everybody else can benefit from the stories. But Gene been telling y'all. That's one thing I give him credit for. He been telling y'all. He ain't been saying no words like I just harshly said it. But, dude, man. Dude, it's gonna come out. Usher Somebody gonna come out and tell y'all these stories. It's just a matter of time.
Usher also criticized Combs for not being a positive role model. To develop his own identity and pursue his career on his own terms, Usher felt it was necessary to distance himself from Combs and take control of his own life and career.
Because as a result of being around that man, Sean Puffy Combs, I don't sleep to this day. I have a problem sleeping to this day. I got it from him. I mean, this is a dude who just never slept. He's probably the first one to get up and the last one to go to sleep. So at the age of 8, 9, I began to ask myself, like, what am I gonna do with my life? Who am I gonna be? Am I gonna be a teenager who sleeps on my mom's couch, looking for, a menial job that, will at least give me enough to just pay for gas to get there and from every day? Nah, I want to do something that I feel is going to take my mom out of here and hopefully put us in a better situation.
So why is Usher speaking out about these incidents now? Are his statements backed by evidence? Recent actions by fellow rapper Mase have highlighted ongoing issues in the music industry. Mase has publicly confronted Diddy on social media over unpaid publishing rights from their past collaborations. He has accused Diddy of continuing to withhold royalties from over 20 years ago. Mase's tweets have shed light on the challenges faced by young artists who sign unfair contracts with Diddy, suggesting that they often find themselves trapped in a cycle of exploitation and mistreatment.
That's really good. Let me take my shade off. Now, I could say this because it's not something I didn't say to him. Puff, how do I want to say this? Me and Puff was like, I felt like I did more than I got credit for, more than I got paid for.
You felt or did you do that? Because you said felt, like
okay,
feeling.
let's clear that up then.
You saying you feeling that?
No, we're gonna keep it with, because I'm trying to be nice. I never got paid what I was worth, and I never got the respect I was worth. So that this thing that I got for Puff is more like, you trying to keep me here. I'm not here. All my peers is up here. All my peers are bosses. When it's time, just like somebody raised somebody up, they did work with you, they go from your little man to maybe A&R to something else. He just kept trying to keep me right here, like he didn't want me to grow at anything. And to anybody, is that gonna bother you?
Yeah.
Especially
Absolutely.
if I'm producing the work. Puff would go out and party, and I would be in the studio writing the records, and then I just come back and say, he'll say this is his part or that is his part, but I was the person there creating it all.
Right.
And then, from the lyrical standpoint, where somebody did the beats, and even More Money, More Problems, I came up with that. I came up with the beat too. And I said, Stevie, we need to do this beat and do it like this. So just imagine all of these moments that are taken from you, the records, the beats, you ain't getting the money, you ain't getting the publishing, you ain't getting the respect. And I don't think you're like that.
No.
So that became really frustrating for me because I'm
looking. You
looking.
said you don't think you like that, what that mean?
I don't think you would like that.
Like,
if a mother did you like that?
Yeah,
what story is you listening to, nigga?
Man, I don't think you like that, to be pulling what you pulling.
Yeah, you from the ghetto, you like.
Yeah, like you know what would come with doing that. But everybody is letting you get away with it. Everybody. So me quitting after one album, it didn't take long for me to figure it out. Like, I'm not gonna be here with this. I don't care who's here because you're not paying me and you're not respecting me.
Mase has also questioned Diddy's public image of black excellence in a detailed Instagram post, urging him to address the structural issues in the music industry. Supporting Mase and Usher's claims, Justin Bieber's experience with Diddy is also coming to light. Bieber, who was discovered by Usher on YouTube in 2009, met Diddy when he was 15 years old. According to Bieber, Diddy was introduced through Usher, invited him to parties, and gifted him expensive items like a Lamborghini. However, Patty Mallette, Bieber's mother, alleges that Diddy tried to influence her son with alcohol and drugs at these gatherings. She was horrified by what she saw at one of Diddy's parties and felt the need to protect her son from his negative influence.
There was a time where I was sipping lean, I was popping pills, I was doing Molly, shrooms, everything. All these people around me just kind of hanging on, wanting stuff from me, knowing that, like, I was living this lifestyle that they also wanted to live, drinking, smoking. As humans, we go through so many ups and downs, so many good seasons, bad seasons.
Pop superstar Justin Bieber arrested at Miami Beach overnight.
Charged with DUI, resisting arrest.
Since then, both Usher and Bieber have moved on from their connections with Diddy and achieved significant success in their careers. However, they have faced difficulties such as addiction, depression, and legal issues, which they attribute to their experiences with Diddy. Additionally, Jaguar Wright has suggested that Diddy may be linked to the deaths of several young musicians who tried to distance themselves from his controversial behavior.
I'm sorry, I'm a little upset about it, because Al B. Sure just came out of his coma. And I've been talking to Al and we've been texting back and forth, and I'm just glad that he's alive to text.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. When you think about Kim, I was thinking to myself the other day, Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, Al B. Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim's dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was gonna meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you know, you wanna know what they all had in common though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma?
Jaguar Wright has suggested that Diddy's involvement in multiple deaths points to serious issues in his relationships, including with Cassie. Wright mentioned that Cassie was receiving a substantial $500,000 monthly salary before Diddy ended their relationship, implying that something drastic must have occurred between them. Additionally, Ly Gardner, an aspiring artist, filed a lawsuit on November 23rd, just before the Adult Survivors Act expired. Gardner alleges that in 1990 and 1991, she and a friend met Diddy and singer Aaron Hall at an MCA Records event. During an after-party at Hall's apartment, she claims she was given excessive drinks and coerced into sexual activity with Diddy. Gardner was reportedly shocked and traumatized by the experience. That's all for the video. Share your thoughts in the comments below.